Hi everybody, happy Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. It is podcast episode 10. Woohoo! Today is the 26th, the end of July. Gonna be August. Wow. Stuff is moving fast. Let's see, it's podcast time. It has been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. Let's see, what did we do after last podcast? Thursday, ain't really anything. I don't know, I sewed, of course, of course. But this past Saturday, I was a guest on Stephanie Stitches, Quilting with Stephanie Stitches here on YouTube. Will be linked in the description below. I was a guest on her live with a friend that she had made at the Soya Brothers retreat this year. Very, very freaking cool to have met Bev C. I'm gonna have to make sure that I said her name right. But it was awesome because we were doing the Soya Brothers Patriot box, and all three of us had picked different patterns. So the three patterns that came in the Patriot box, the three of us were doing each different one. Stephanie was doing the Ohio Star. Bev was doing the Night Sky. And I was doing the Lone Star. This is all that I have finished of the Lone Star after starting it that night. But I have one diamond done. And in the doing of the diamond, in the cutting instructions, and if you watched the live, you might have seen me have a moment where I was very confused and I wasn't sure what to do with pieces for B and pieces for C, because when you cut the strips, you were folding them over, so you would have a left facing and a right facing. Are those rhombuses? So they were facing in opposite directions, and having not really read through the entire pattern, like you should always read the pattern all the way through. I was having a hard time understanding what I then did do with, the B side of both of those strips. And I was actually not alone in that, of not understanding and being being confused. Let's see. Yeah, a couple days ago, I got an email. If you again watched the live, you'll know that Charlotte was doing the Lone Star. So she emailed just a couple of days ago now, on Monday, to say, hey, did you notice that it didn't seem to work up right? Did we do something wrong? And I had explained to her what I had done when I got confused about what to do with these B and C portions that are the sides here. So this is like a triangle, a B triangle, and this is a C triangle. What I had done was because they're exactly the same, but they're mirror images of each other. So the mirror image of B, I put those in C. So I had 8 of the C sides all facing the right way, and you're supposed to be doing 8 diamonds. And I put the mirror image of C on the B side, so I had 8 of B, and that's how I have them ready to sew, so that when I'm making all of the stars, they all line up the right way. That's what worked for my brain. It didn't work for me to look at it differently or try to line them up differently as the diamonds are going around the pattern. Maybe it does work out just fine keeping the bees that way and lining them up that way, but it wasn't working for my brain. So that's what I did. I put the flip side of B with C and the flip side of C with B, and then I had 8 B pieces and 8 C pieces, and they're the opposites. So that's how it worked out. And then, to be honest, at that point my brain broke, and I was like, I can't even look at A and D. So I haven't looked at A and D and what the flip sides for those do. Maybe they're just fine and it's fine. And Charlotte, if you're watching, maybe you can let me know in the comments. But I haven't touched it since then because of Mini Skulliver of Legit Kits. So I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. It hurt my head. It broke me for that evening. And I was like, I'm just packing everything up. And then for Sunday, I did start, which was so much fun. So Sundays regularly, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time is Sunday brunch with Slay Arts, which is me. And this past Sunday, I started Mini Skulliver. I had, had things in the file folder that I usually do with organizing my Legit kits, but I hadn't started cutting any of the fabric. And so Sunday was, okay, I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to start cutting fabrics for the A row of Mini Skulliver. And Mini Skulliver is a 4x4. So 4 across, 4 down. So it'll be 4 quads that I'll put together to make the one top, which is cool. And as I suspected, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the Sunday brunch, I'm going to start cutting this fabric, and if I get to sew something, that'll be awesome. But as I suspected, I was having so much fun talking to everybody. We had such a good time. We talked about, because I got the new Juki, we talked about the difference between the mechanical, we talked about the differences between the mechanicals of Juki, the TL series, what really the differences are, and that there's not really that much of a difference, but that I'm weird and I wanted to have the blue QVP stuff to match my 2000. So that's really the only reason. Okay, and also I really do enjoy making bags, and there's a micro lift piece to the TL18 that I suspect I will enjoy when I get back to doing other things other than Legit Kids. But so I had so much fun, all the conversations that we had, talking about all of the different things. We started talking about weird foods that we've had, weird on just traditional, like, like meat and potatoes, American style foods, beyond that, like broadening our horizons past just that. We talked about all of that. So I had such a good time that I didn't finish cutting for any of the A row blocks. But I was not stressed out about it at all. It was a fantastic time. I did do some cutting. I did show how I cut generous enough so to make sure that I'm I'm not going to be short on pieces. And then later on, after the live, I did start sewing. So I started A1A and I sewed A1A up. I don't have A1B yet, but I did start. So I've started. I know I was going to talk about this in the doing part, but I'm showing Mini Skulliver that started. So I will say I'm really glad that I had moved so quickly through Sail Away and through the mini rows that I was a couple weeks ahead of my self-imposed schedule, because life absolutely got in the way this week. That is, this piece is all I was able to do. I really like it. It looks really cool against the black. But I had, if you were on the Sunday Live, you'll know we talked about the yodeling cat, little bass drop. The yodeling continued throughout the day, more than anything he's ever done before. and and it ended up like we were actually concerned, very concerned about him. And so we ended up taking him to the vet, and he's a sick baby. He has something called cystitis, which is an irritation basically of the bladder and urethra. He's having a hard time going potty. He was not dehydrated. And he didn't have a blockage. So that's huge. That is really good. So, but he feels pretty crappy. And that poor cat, he is so looped out with, pain medication, to help him get past the irritation, and help him get back to eating and drinking normally. But yeah, he is pretty, I can see him. I'm looking over and he's in the little, cat tree thing. Yeah, he's looped out like crazy, but he's good. He went back to the vet today and did get some additional fluids, and he should be doing okay. But on top of that, I then also spent all day today with my mom, and I asked her if it was okay to do this, to say this, but I did spend the day. Mom had a minor procedure done. And so I spent all day today at the hospital with the moms, and making sure she was good and making fun of her for being, being an old lady, and just having a good time, keeping her in good spirits. And so, yeah, so things, things having to be taken care of and done, have made it so I haven't really been able to sew as much as I was expecting to. Expecting to keep the same pace that I was doing with finishing Sail Away and really doing all of the mini rows pretty much. So I have not kept up that pace this week, but it's okay. It's good because I created my timeline to account for those things. So it's all good. I will, tomorrow, Friday, and this weekend be able to really dive in and kick some butt and I'm hoping to get row A and row B done by my Sunday live, which we'll get to that in the doings. But what else I did this past week is, if you haven't, I should have looked before I started filming, and I did not do this. I received on Saturday Stephanie Stitch's Harvest Stars ball box. Look at how, I don't know if you can see, buggers. It's beautiful. I will take it out of the bag so that you can see the amazing fabric. This Saturday on Stephanie's channel again, will be a live sew, and actually an opportunity if you would like to sew with Stephanie on her channel live via Zoom. Which is a free app if you haven't done it before. You can just download it, and then you can join Stephanie Stitches live this Saturday as we sew this Harvest Stars pattern with this absolutely stunning fabric. Here we go. Oh, there we go. That's better lighting. Look at how gorgeous. So that's this Saturday. Hers are always live at 5, and that's 5 p.m. Eastern. And I sure hope you join us, because this is going to be a good time. She's an amazing pattern writer. It always makes sense. The way that she has you cutting fabric. Look at that. Those are so pretty. The way she has, there's stars, of course. There are 4 patches on here. So if you're a beginner, these are good, like, foundational pieced blocks to have in your inventory and in your toolkit for putting these together. So this is going to be a good time. But this fabric is so much fun. And yeah, I hope you will think about joining us. So there we go. And then background and binding. And it is a 60 by 60. So it's a healthy size. That's going to be nice. Yeah, so that I got that this past Saturday, and then this coming up Saturday is the sew along, and I am really looking forward to that. I always enjoy I always enjoy just stitching with Stephanie anytime I can. So I'm never going to say no to that. And then we'll get to have, sorry for all the freaking, even more friends this time. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, got that this past Saturday. After Sunday's Live, Lauren and I, my eldest kiddo, went down to dim sum. We talked, that was a part of the food conversation that we had, and went down and had dim sum. And it is the restaurant that we usually go to. Was definitely different. A new management or renamed something different. It was definitely different. It wasn't the same dim sum. I wasn't as, okay, if it's disappointed, I wasn't as appointed as I wanted to be. Lauren's over here, so I'm enjoying making cringeworthy comments. Yeah, I wasn't as happy as I have been when I've gone there. But I will show a picture of the little pig-shaped, like they made a little dumpling, a steamed bun of a little piggy shape. So I'll throw that up here probably on this side. Absolutely adorable. It was so cute, and it had like the pineapple filling inside. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, so that was Sunday. So the rest of the week dealt with, you know, the sick kitty and then my mom today. But when I came home today from bringing my mom back from the hospital, we had dinner together. We had Subway, subs, obviously, and came back up home. And in the mail waiting for me today were a couple of great things. I got my t-shirt for the So Yeah Brothers, Together We Sew, or no, United We Stand, Together We Sew. Like, very excited about that. That was from their Patriot box sale, so I was able to snag one of those. And also a part of mail call today, boom, 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 was month 4 of Color Vortex that we will all be sewing up this coming up Sunday. So I will still hop on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern and chitty chat for about a half an hour. That's generally how it happens on a legit kit Sunday. And then I'll be back on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern to sew this up. So we will sew these together. I will probably have 3 of the 4 blocks probably done beforehand, and then sew the 4th block, and then show putting the whole quad together at the end, so that we have enough time to show that off, because I'm pretty sure I just enjoy talking to you guys so much, and you all have such great conversations that I want to be a part of. I get jealous not being able to be a part of it from, you know, doing the sewing. So I will probably have 3 of the 4 ready to go, and then at least show actually finishing the 4 blocks put together. Very excited about that. That's going to be a good time. I'm really excited about the deeper, like burnt umber and the deeper colors, the deeper oranges of this one, as we're moving away from the like bright neon-y greens. So that's cool. And this month 4, will complete that quadrant. So I will probably not do it on the live, but I will sew those 4 pieces together and have that quad ready to go. That basically huge 4-patch, ready to go for whatever comes in month 5. So that's cool. So that's Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Also happening this week is Carnival Wraps. So Friday, I believe Friday is the last day to order. Thursday might be, I'm going to say Thursday. So tomorrow is the last day to order, to be able, yes, Thursday is the last day to order to be able to be a part of our sew along. So to be in the group. So if you want to have the group discount, tomorrow is the last day. if you want to just be able to get the emails to join the Zooms for us to sew live, totally, you can do that at any point. You just shoot me an email and say, hey, I want to get the Zoom link to be able to do those lives. Any point of time during the entire Carnival Sew, you can join us to do that. You can still join if you want to sew along with us with Village Green. Shoot me an email. I'll put you in that distribution list at any point, no problem. But to get the group discount, if you haven't already used an ambassador code, the cutoff is tomorrow night. So yeah, during the day, get me that information because I need to send them the final names so that they can start doing the discounts before month 2 charges. So get me that information. I've already sent them the list up to this point, but I can add additional again until Friday. Well, it's Thursday night so that they have it before Friday. They mail it all out. So yeah, so that's cool. And then that sew is August. Is it 5th? August. Oop, not week. I want to see month. Is it Saturday, August 5th? Yes. So the first Carnival Sew, the live sew on Stephanie's channel, is August 5th. That's exciting. So yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be sewing Carnival up. Wow, that came fast. This one seems to have moved faster than Village Green did for some reason. Let's see. So that's it. I will be, again, trying to finish rows A and B of Skulliver. That's what I'll be working on. And then what I've been watching and listening to, the same stuff. Listening to Smartless with Will Arnett and Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes. On the way home today from my mom, I listened to the Megan Rapinoe episode, which was very cool. I played soccer when I was a kid, so I like, the whole female jock thing. I like that she's fighting for equal pay for women, and especially in a sport where women actually draw more watchers and more revenue from ads and stuff than the men do. The men's national team does not get the same play and doesn't pull the same amount of views as the women's team does. So I dig a warrior. So that was a lot of fun listening to her. And the 3 dudes they were just goofballs as always. And so I enjoy that. And today, I will watch this tomorrow, but today was the last day of the Great British Sewing Bee. So I will stay off the socials because I don't want to know who won until I can watch that. So I'm excited about that. I want to know. I have my ideas of who is going to be the winner, but I like all 3 of the top 3. I'm excited about. I also am really excited to see what projects they give them for the final 3 projects. Oh, I love that. I will never be a seamstress, but it's fun to watch them do their stuff. Woo, I'm gonna take a sip. Oh, check this out. We got Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream, and it has this super cool pink little in the can. It got 0 sugar, which I don't like the taste of aspartame, so the aftertaste isn't great, but the first sip is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's tasty, and it totally tastes like strawberries and cream. I don't taste any like Dr. Pepper-ish stuff to it at all, but it's tasty. So yeah, I think that's it. Ooh, I did get this past weekend on Saturday. I got from Fat Quarter Shop. I got the Tula pinks, the Deja Vu for Nightshade, and I have a pattern that I'm really looking forward to. I might throw a picture of the pattern up here. It's called Cameo. I'm really excited about that because I'm going to fussy cut the ladies' faces and put them in the cameos for that pattern. So that's gonna be fun. I like that. I think that's probably it. I think that's good for the week. Busy week, of course. Always busy. Always fun with what I do get to sew. I didn't get to sew at all yesterday, and I didn't get to sew at all today. And that was weird. I felt sad. I missed my stuff, and I was telling my mom about that. I was like, oh, I feel really, I didn't have time to like get together like EPP projects. The one I usually have in the little bag was kind of all over the place because I was laying things out, trying to figure out what I was going to do with them next. So it wasn't in a state of being that I could just grab it and go. When I ended up having to go down to my mom's last night. So yeah, I just felt very discombobulated. So I might sew some before I go to bed tonight. I might do that before hitting the bed. But yeah, that's it. So I really hope that you will join me Sunday, either from like 11 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern for some brunch chat, or even if you're not sewing the Color Vortex, the block of the month, we have a really good time. We have a really good time just chatting with each other. It's a great community of folks. There's always great conversation. So just join us for that. I do hope that if you're enjoying the podcasts and the live sews that we do and the silly shorts that I'll throw up on the channel, if you're having a good time and you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm so close to 500, which is very exciting. I'm inching my way up there. It's a very personal competition that I'm having just with myself. I'm not worried about what other folks are doing, but I'm super close. I'm 19 away from what I saw before coming on. So yeah, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't hurt you. And you can ignore me for the rest of your life if you so choose. But I sure hope you come back and hang out with us. Let me know who you are on the lives. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're from. That's been fun, learning where everybody's from, and things that you're working on. Let me know what you're working on, and if you're a FPPer or if you're a traditional piecer, or you know, like super art, like art quilt, kind of like just go crazy and you know, do multimedia kind of stuff. Let me know all that kind of stuff. I like learning about what everybody's up to. All right, well, I think I've talked enough. I think that I'm gonna wrap up. I am kind of tired. As I'm looking at myself here, I can see that my eyes are kind of tired. And yeah, it was a long day doing all the things, but mom's okay, so it turns out okay. It's all good. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all, everybody, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.